Game 4 of 5 here, day 1 of Hoagie Roll. Let's talk about who is skating for Rochester in white. We have number 026, Menace. We have number 1, Green Eggs and Slam. Number 1001, Bully Eilish. Number 11, Casper. Number 14, Cheetah. 1412, Loot. Number 2, Kyra. Number 20, Hex. Number 22, Helen Killer. Number 23, Ghost in the Graveyard. Number 24, Hell's a Coming. Number 25, BK. Wearing number 3, Peanut Butter and Jam. Number 319, Thorns. We got number 42, Violent Femme. Wearing number 44, Jinx. Number 5, Manazilla. Number 77, Deadbeat. Number 8, Abysmal. And number 94, Killer B. Give it up for your Rochester Quicksilver Junior Derby. And they are here to take on, in the blue, this is your Philly Brawl Stars. Sounds like Philly has quite the following here. They got quite the crowd cheering for the Brawl Stars today. We have number 1039, Jocelyn Around. Number 113, Sayonara. 124, Strawberry Shortquake. Wearing number 820, Mayhem. Number 404, Jack in the Box. Number 55, Rainbow Crash. Wearing number 18, Baby Slaya. Number 32, Tackled Pink. 333, Deathstroke. 799, Cherry Bomb. And number 22, Wrecked. Wearing number 909, Livid. 23, Squid. Number 257, Trauma Queen. Wearing number 24, Sparks. 56, Catatonic. Number 207, Burpee. And number 360, Translucent. Give it up for our Philly Brawl Stars as we take on our Rochester Quicksilver here in just a moment. Still time to get those dollar shout-outs in. Go visit our merchandise table here for Philly at the bottom of the stands. We have a couple here, but they should keep on coming. Those directly support Philly Juniors to have these wonderful tournaments that we have every season. Now, don't forget, June 28th and 29th is our B-Team tournament right here at Northeast Racquet Club. Mark your calendars for that. That's going to be an amazing weekend as we close out the 2025 JRDA competitive season. We are moving right into our first jam. Burpee number 207 out to jam for Philly. And jamming for Rochester, this is Abysmal, number 8. Cheetah bracing some defense at the top of the pack against Burpee. Burpee is out with lead jammer. Burpee, as we know, coming to us from Denmark, playing some junior derby here with the Philly. Nice block by Squid, taking Abysmal down on that initial pass. Here comes Burpee in to score some points. And Burpee's got those first 4 points of the game on the board for the Brawl Stars. Abysmal stuck on this initial pass. Rochester scoreless. Burpee now coming around on a second scoring trip. Rochester holding their entire defense at the top of the pack against Burpee. Squid and number 55. That is, let's see who we got for 55. Rainbow Crash working the butts of that tripod against Abysmal. Burpee stuck on this second scoring trip, working their way up to the top of the pack. Squid making their way up to the front, working some offense there for Burpee, and Burpee is out with another 4 points. Got some 5-on-5 derby still, as Burpee coming in for a third round of points, goes to the outside, jukes, and tries to take that pack right up the middle. Thorns working some defense, though, keeping Burpee stuck. Looks like 2 minutes have gone by. Burpee with another 3, so I believe we're going to look at an 11-0 jam in favor of the Brawl Stars. Now, this is number 22, Wrecked, getting a lot of love here from our fans. And Casper out the jam for Rochester. Oh, and a timeout called by our officials as we move into jam number 2. Just a reminder that food is not permitted on any area of the rink. All drinks must have a cover or cap so we don't have any spills. Please be sure to throw all your trash. We thank you in advance for helping keep the Northeast Racquet Club clean so we may continue to host events like Hoagie Roll. Okay, Casper taking on number 22, Wrecked, and Wrecked is out, making this 2 leads in a row for the Brawl Stars. Rainbow Crash with some offense, trying to clear a hole for Wrecked, but Wrecked goes out of bounds. Wrecked now working, gets through on the inside lane, and has 4 points. Temporary power jam there. Looks like Cheetah has that jammer start now and coming back in from what may be a penalty. Squid absorbing the momentum from Cheetah coming in from the penalty box, slowing Cheetah down. Now Squid working to the top of the pack. A 1-2 block by Squid and Rainbow Crash, taking Cheetah down while Wreck puts out another 4 points on the board. So the Brawl Stars with an 8-point run, and Cheetah is out. This may be our first star pass of the game. Wreck taking a bound to the inside and forced to recycle behind number 23. That's Ghost in the Graveyard. Nice defensive lineup by Philly. Rainbow Crash taking number 14, Cheetah, out of bounds to the outside. Now Wrecked with a 12-point run with about 30 seconds to go, going in for more points. Wrecked not giving up the jam just yet, making way to the top of the pack. Rochester throwing a 3-wall up front, but Wrecked appears to get through. There is an object on the track. Looks like Wrecked comes out of there with a clean 16 points. That's going to bring the Brawl Stars up to 27, and Rochester, they had a 4-point jam. You can't miss. I cannot announce a game with Sayonara without commenting on the hot pink hair, the bright pink hair. It's just a icon I've come to see now at other teams across the Northeast region. But Sayonara now, 113 out the jam against number 8, Abysmal. Sayonara is out, and she is lead. So this is 3 back-to-back-to-back leads for the Brawl Stars. And just like that, Sayonara has 4 points, and we are jammer on jammer. Sayonara goes in for the inside, but it's taken out of bounds on the apex. That is 721. Now, 721, I apologize, you're not on my roster. We'll get that taken care of from Rochester. Abysmal stuck at the bottom of the pack. Looks like Strawberry Shortquake working part of that defense in that tripod. Sayonara taking a bound to the inside and restarts this pass. Rochester losing their pivot to the box. Sayonara out with another 4, making this an 8-point jam. And Sayonara goes for the call-off. That's going to freeze those 2 Rochester blocker in the box after Sayonara with an 8-point run, bringing the Brawl Stars to 35. 4-point run by Abysmal, bringing Rochester up to 4. 207 Burpee back out there to jam for the Brawl Stars. Casper now taking the star for Rochester. Nice sneak to the inside by Casper. Squid trying to shut Casper down, but Casper gets ahead of Squid and his lead jammer. So Rochester's first lead jam of the game. Now Burpee catching up though. Squid closing up that hole on the inside line. Casper takes a fall. Burpee gets up ahead of the pack, gets 4 points, and Casper calls off the jam. Now, Casper does have 3 points there up against those 4 points by Burpee.
Wow, thank you so much.
Of course. Now the shoutouts are coming in. Plenty of time to get your dollar shoutouts up to your announcer table. We will get those taken care of. I guess we'll start reading some of these here. Let's start saying the next jam. Brecht back out there, number 22. And Bully Eilish out to jam for Rochester. Recht picking up lead. Bully Eilish breaks out of the pack. Recht is in for some points. Now Recht has, looks like is taken out of bounds and is going to restart this scoring pass. Bully Eilish is stuck. Looks like Cherry Bomb throwing some defense there in that tripod. Recht now looking at a 4-point run. Bully Eilish still stuck on this pass. Recht is in for another 4 points, and Recht is out. So this is an 8-point jam for the Brawl Stars. Recht is in for more. Quicksilver with a 3-wall at the top of the pack, slowing Recht down. Nice defense by 319 Thorns at the top of the pack now. That pivot, 721, also taking some defense. Recht now responsible for a 12-point jam. Coming in now on a 4th scoring pass. Cheetah going in to put a slowdown on Recht as Rochester throws all 4 blockers up against Recht at the top of the pack. Jack in the box with some defense to the outside by Bully Eilish, keeping Bully Eilish stuck on what we believe to be is an initial pass. Recht coming out now. Now this is Recht's second 16-point jam in the game. So of the 55, Recht has put 32 of those points up. Four points by Rochester there now at 15. 55 points by the Brawl Stars. Sayonara back out. And we have Black Shadow out to jam for Rochester, trying to get the number on Black Shadow. Sayonara, lead jammer. Now Sayonara with an 8-point jam just a few moments ago. She is lead. Black Shadow getting a solid block. 3-3-3 from the Brawl Stars. That is Deathstroke bracing that tripod. Squid and Rainbow Crash proving to be a duo to be reckoned with. Working the butts. Sayonara called off on a low block, so she's going to say sayonara to Derby. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's a track cut. So Sayonara is going to say sayonara for a minute or two and take that track cut penalty. Okay, so this is number 50, Black Shadow. And Black Shadow, I apologize, you were not on the roster, so we're going to get you added here so you get the attention you deserve. Sayonara coming out from that track cut, losing lead jammer privileges, so this will be a 2-minute jam. Black Shadow coming out with 4 points now for Rochester. Sayonara making her way to the top of the pack. She's got 4 Rochester blockers between her and that scoring pass complete. She cannot call off the jam due to losing lead. Black Shadow in for another round. Deathstroke once again bracing, and that wall held up by Squid and Rainbow Crash once again. Sayonara with 4 points. Looks like there's 4 more points rolling in at the end of that. So I think all said and done, that's going to be 8 points to both sides of the scoreboard. All right, out next for the Brawl Stars, this is Tackled Pink, number 32. And Abysmal, number 8, out with a star for Rochester.
Let's go, TP!
Tackled Pink getting a lot of love from our Philly Brawl Star fans over here. They're not even in the stands. They are taking their own seats here. We do have lead jammer going to Tackled Pink, but Tackled Pink was taken back in the pack. She is broken out, and she is lead jammer. Jam number 7, Philly picking up lead for 6 of these 7 jams. Tackled Pink now coming in for some points. Strawberry Shortquake bracing a tripod against Abysmal. Tackled Pink taken out of bounds by 721. I think that jersey says jump scare. We're gonna get you added to my paperwork here, 721. I apologize, you're not on my roster. Tackled Pink with some one-on-one blocking against, I believe that's 319 Thorns. We've been seeing Thorns do a lot of nice positional blocking here. Now Rochester losing Abysmal to a penalty. So Tackled Pink is on a Philly Brawl Stars power jam. Tackled Pink picking up some speed now as she is feeling the excitement of our fans. Tackled Pink still on this power jam for Philly. And Tackled Pink with a 7-point run. Calls off the jam. I think that's going to freeze Abysmal in the box for a power start. That's going to bring the Brawl Stars to 70. Rochester 23, and there's an official review being called. We'll get the official details of the official review at the next lineup. We have a power start in the hands of Burpee. Burpee picking up lead, making this 4 leads in a row for the Brawl Stars. Burpee now in control. Abysmal finishing their time in the box, coming back into the game. Burpee now in for some points. Rochester has their entire defense working against Burpee right now. Rainbow Crash recycling to the front of the pack, joining their teammates. And Burpee, Burpee called off on a track cut. So lead jammer is lost. It's going to be a 2-minute jam, and Abysmal has a power jam. Abysmal, though, has to get by Squid. Now Abysmal completing an initial pass, ready to score some points on a power jam. while Burpee is still seated for a track cut. Burpee coming back in from that track cut penalty, losing lead jammer privileges, but is able to score, and Burpee does have 4 more points. Baby Slaya with a rollback on Abysmal. Abysmal so far unable to score or complete a scoring pass. Burpee though with 4 points, just 4 seconds to go. Rochester building up their defense at the bottom of the pack, and 2 minutes ends the jam. So Rochester calling for a official review in that last lineup, looking to see if that track cut on their jammer can be rescinded, questioning whether or not the initiator of that block also went out of bounds, which would be an incomplete pass. Now, when the officials got together, they determined that there was also a non-initiating skater who also had superior position, so the track cut penalty will stand. Sayonara back out there, and this is Green Eggs and Slam out with the star for Rochester. Sayonara picking up lead. This is Sayonara's 3rd time out jamming and 3rd time with lead jammer. Sayonara getting some defense by number 50, that's Black Shadow. And Sayonara taking a seat in the box. Going for a timeout called by our officials. Hey, we have our first shout out here to call. This is going to be this is going to Livid's family. Of course, Livid number 909 from the Brawl Stars, also co-announcer today. This is from Melissa and Drew. Thank you so much for coming to see me play. It means the world to me, so thank you for that. Hey, make sure you check out all of the awesome raffle prizes up at the table next to the check-in table. Derby gear, helmets, apparel. There's a little something for everyone. Those tickets are $1 each. Buy those tickets, hey, or buy 10 if you want. Buy 12 for $10 at the raffle table to help support the Philly Roller Derby Juniors program. And if you're lucky, take home a great prize. Please and thank you. Coming out of this lineup, it's a power start in the hands of Rochester with Jump Scare out to jam. This is number 721. Sayonara starting in the box. And Jump Scare is lead on this power start. Jump Scare now on a scoring pass. Squid holding up a tripod at the top of the pack. Sayonara finishing her timeout time in the box. She comes back in and she breaks out of the pack, completing her initial pass. Jump Scare, though, not giving up the fight. Philly losing Rainbow Crash to a penalty. Sayonara not lead, but is out with 4 points. Sayonara coming in full steam ahead. She's got another 4 on that scoring pass. Jump Scare still lead, puts 4 points up there for Rochester and calls off the jam. Eight to 4 jam in favor of the Brawl Stars. They were 88, Rochester 33. We have 8-2-0 out the gym for the first time. This is mayhem for the Brawl Stars. And Casper number 11 with the Jammer Star for Rochester. That's a 3-4 pack in favor of Rochester with Rainbow Crash still seated or still in the box. Rochester has their entire four-wall strength up at the top of the pack against Mayhem. Lead Jammer has not broken out of the pack yet, so it is still on the table. Oh, Mayhem brought out of bounds and recycled to the back by Black Shadow. Now Mayhem working up front, working against that four-wall of Rochester blockers. Lead Jammer still on the table for these two Jammers. Strawberry Swordquake with a block on Casper, bringing Casper out of bounds. Both Jammers recycled back into the pack. Livid in there trying to assist Mayhem. 50 seconds on our jam clock. Still no lead Jammer. Rainbow Crash taking Casper out of bounds to the inside. Now Livid trying to work some offense, trying to help out her Jammer Mayhem, who is taken out of bounds coming around turn 3. Livid still trying to give some assistance and rescue her Jammer, but Black Shadow taking Mayhem out of bounds and bringing Mayhem all the way back to the beginning of the pack. Livid clearing out a hole. Oh. And Mayhem breaking out with leads just as those 4 whistles sound, so that jam is a wash. Just about 8 minutes left to our first half of the game. 22 wrecked back out there. Looks like we're gonna have Abysmal on the Jammer line now for Rochester. Abysmal picking up lead. This is Rochester's second lead in the first half. Abysmal is in control. Philly working a tripod, keeping Abysmal stuck, but here comes Wrecked with an apex jump, picks up some air, passes the pack, and gets those 4 points. Abysmal signals the call off. Looks like Wrecked is gonna crash into a jump scare, giving jump scare quite the jump scare. That jam is over, so 4-3 here in favor of Philly. And the time has come for us to say sayonara, because it's sayonara on the Jammer line, taking on from Rochester's number 50, Black Shadow. Five-on-five derby action, both teams at full strength. Sayonara making her way, but a classic elevator door move by Green Eggs and Slam delays Sayonara, but she is again out with lead. So Sayonara now jamming 3 times and picking up, 4 times, picking up lead all 4 times. Green Eggs and Slam still working in there, getting some defense, working along with Bully Eilish. Sayonara has those 4 points. And Philly crossing that 100-point mark now with Sayonara still in control. She's going in. She's got 2 scoring passes behind her now, working on her 3rd. Black Shadow putting 4 points on the board for Rochester. Casper closing up a hole on the inside line, keeping Sayonara stuck in the pack. little bit of a block or jam or tumble there. Livid's going to go have an all-expenses-paid trip to the penalty box for 30 seconds. And Rochester losing one of their blockers to the penalty box. So Sayonara coming out. Bully Eilish goes out of play, has to let Sayonara go. Sayonara now looking at a 12-point jam. Just about 10 seconds to go. Sayonara is going to run the clock out. Tries to go through on the inside, but goes out of bounds. And a low block is going to send Green Eggs and Slam off. Sayonara, in the midst of that pass, picks up 2 points. So 14 points there for Philly. They're at 106. And a +8 for Rochester. They're at 44. Going now, 5 minutes left to our first half. 207 Burby taking on number 8 Abysmal. Abysmal getting back-to-back leads. Squid trying to close a hole on the outside. Abysmal gets through, gets a couple points. Looks like Burpee is going to be scoreless. It's going to be a +1 for Rochester. 106 for Philly. Another shot here. This is going to Livid of Philly from Ronin, Electra, and I'm going to mispronounce these names. I apologize for it. Maybe Vigo. Vigo, okay. Go Livid. This is so awesome. We are so proud of you. Go Cuz. Thank you for those shout outs. Keep them coming. They're only $1 each. Hey, back to our game though. 22 wrecked out there again. And a track cut going to Bully Eilish, who is the jammer for Rochester, so wrecked on a power jam. Now wrecked in for some points. Second scoring pass complete. 8 points on the board. That jam is called off. Philly now 114, Rochester 45. With Bully Eilish still trapped in the box. Sayonara is out on a power start for Philly. Harnessing the power of that pink hair. She is off on that whistle. Oh, nice offense by Rainbow Crash, clearing a hole for Sayonara, and she is lead jammer. Sayonara now 5 for 5 for leads in the game. Bully Eilish coming out of the box. Rainbow Crash trying to put a slowdown on Bully, but Bully breaks out of the pack. Sayonara, lead jammer now, putting the first 4 points up. Squid doing some defense there on the outside line, keeping Bully Eilish stuck. Squid and Rainbow Crash proving to be a blocker duo. Sayonara now with another 4 points. Bully scoreless now for Rochester. And Sayonara making her way through unopposed. She's got another 4. Now Bully Eilish with a star pass over to Abysmal. Sayonara in for another scoring trip. Looks like she might have been taken on a bounce. She's going to go ahead and call the jam off. Sayonara does have 3 out of 4 points on that pass, making that a 15-6 jam. Score now, Philly Brawl Stars 129, Rochester Quicksilver 51. Tackled Pink back out there to jam for Philly. Now Tackled Pink had a jam where she put 7 points on the board, I'd say about 10 jams ago, out to jam for Rochester. Let's see, this is Ghost in the Graveyard. So 32 versus 23, and Tackled Pink is out with lead jammer. 3 leads now in a row for the Brawl Stars.
Let's go, TP.
Rochester rolling up at the top of the pack. Cherry Bomb bridging that pack. Cannot lend any assistance to her jammer right now. And Ghost in the Graveyard breaks out, completing that initial pass. Tackled Pink, getting some blocking by Cheetah. There's a toe stop on the track and the washer that goes along with it. I can see it from here. There are either multiple toe stops or it's the same one. Either way, there's equipment falling off our skates. Livid with a block, taking Ghost in the Graveyard out of bounds to the inside. Tackled Pink not giving it up, just pushing against that Rochester defense at the top of the pack. Livid now working some offense for Tackled Pink. Nice offense by Livid.
Come on, TP. Come on, TP.
And she powers her way through with another 4 points to show for it. Good job by Tackled Pink with 20 seconds to go to the jam.
Let's go, TP.
Period clock has expired, so the end of this will be the end of our first half. Livid still working some offense, and Tackled Pink putting 4 more just in the nick of time. Skaters, please check your skates because I did see a toe stop and a toe stop lock washer moving around on the track. We are in halftime. Rochester 54, Philly 141. Get those dollar shout outs in over at our merch table. Go ahead and visit our merch table. We have stickers. We have official Hoagie Roll shirts for sale. We have the raffle baskets. There are 4 or 5 raffle baskets up there. And we will see you in just about 15 minutes. Still plenty of time for our shoutouts. They are coming in now, 2 and 3 at a time. So again, those shoutouts directly benefit the Philly Juniors program and allow us to have tournaments like this. And speaking of tournaments like this, mark your calendars, June 28th and 29th. We will be having our B team tournament right here. We'll get more information about that here. Now, earlier in the day, Columbia played Pittsburgh and took that win 287 to 135. Before that, the Philly All-Stars played Rose City and took the loss. Rose City won 156 to 139 on only a 17-point game. So those two teams will be competing shortly after this game. Coming out of our halftime. Next whistle we hear, we'll start the action. Out on the jammer line for Philly, this is 207 Burpee, and it looks like Burpee is going to start on a power start. And Burpee is lead jammer. So Ghost in the Graveyard starting the jam in the box from a penalty called in the last jam of the first half of the game. Burpee now in for some points and is out with 4. Burpee now putting down 2 scoring passes, making this an 8-point run. Goes to the graveyard, times out of the box, comes back into the game. And Burpee out with that 3rd run, making this 12 points now. Ghost in the Graveyard does break out of the pack. Philly losing a blocker. Jack in the box, becoming a Jack in the box for 30 seconds. Burpee getting up front, gets some blocking by number 25 from Rochester. That is BK. Ghost in the Graveyard putting 4 points up. Burpee now looking at a 16-point jam. Matching Rex 22 points. I'm sorry, 16 points earlier on. So competing to be one of the highest scoring jams of the game. Burpee is in now. Working against Bully Eyeless, Burpee is out with 4 more. And let's see what we got. A 20-point jam. My unofficial game flow chart shows that as being the highest scoring jam of the game in the hands of the Brawl Stars by Burpee. 7 points there for Rochester. Now coming out on the back end of Burpee's 20-point jam, we have number 22, Wrecked, taking on number 8, Abysmal from Rochester. The multiplayer block is going to put Jump Scare in the box. Wrecked is out, making this back-to-back leads for the Brawl Stars. Abysmal is in there, gets some blocking by Squid. Squid taking Abysmal down on the inside, but looks like no, Squid is going to stay inbounds. There's going to be a penalty issued to Rainbow Crash. Oh, Wrecked going for an apex jump but is taken down by Casper. Rhett gets back up on those skates and finishes that 4-point pass. Casper going to be going to the box, so each team with a pivot down. Rhett is out with another 4 points. Nice pass by Abysmal, getting through on the inside with 4 points, and that jam is over. So, plus 12 for Rhett, bringing Philly to 173. 8-point jam by Abysmal, bringing Rochester to 69. We're going to have Sayonara back out there on the jammer line for Philly. And Green Eggs and Slam, number 1, out there with the star for Rochester. Sayonara, lead jammer once again. And Sayonara picking up lead each time she has had that star on her helmet. Now Sayonara getting some defense on the inside by number 50. That's Black Shadow, but stays inbound. Sayonara is out. Finishes that scoring pass with 4 points to show for it. So third jam into the second half. Philly taking a bit of a pile up there against their own blockers. Sayonara coming in for some points. Sayonara now already having 4 points behind her now, working on her second scoring trip. Oh, and a block by 10:01. That's Bully Eilish, but Sayonara finishes those points, and she's got another 4. Beautiful work by Sayonara, sailing through on the inside lane, gets those other 4 points, and calls off the jam with another 12-point run. So Philly at 185, plus 2 for Rochester. I believe they're at 71. We have a shout out here. This is going to Trauma Queen number 257 from the Brawl Stars. This is from Mom, Dad, Everly, and Autumn. Traumatize them and play lights out. We love you. Those dollar shout outs are simply $1 for you, and they are at the Philly merchandise table at the bottom entrance of the bleachers. Burpee is out there for another turn jamming. This is number 207, taking on Abysmal. Philly with 4 leads in a row. 100% lead streak for the second half of the game. Burpee's in for some points just as Philly loses their blocker, their pivot, I should say, to penalty box. Now Squid having a seat in the penalty box as well, keeping Rainbow Crash company. That is the Squid squad in the penalty box. Abysmal is in now for some points. Burpee is working against that Rochester defense. Abysmal does put 4 points up for Rochester, making this a 4-4 jam so far. Rainbow Crash times out of the box. Abysmal's in for some points, picks up some speed, avoids that block by 3-3-3. That is a Deathstroke, and gets 4 points for Rochester. Rochester's highest scoring jam has only been 8 points so far in the game, so this could be their highest scoring run. Rainbow Crash stepping in, getting in Abysmal's way. Our penalty box clears out. Squid comes back into the game. Abysmal's taking a bounce to the inside. Nice defense by Rainbow Crash. Burpee's out with another 4. Okay, Burpee coming out with another 4 points, looking at another third 12-point jam back-to-back, bringing Philly to 197. Abysmal with an 8-point jam before passing the star over to number 14. That is Cheetah. Cheetah unable to score on the back end of that star pass, so that's an 8-point run. We are going into a timeout by our officials. Take a moment here to give a shout out here. This is going to Trauma Mama, also known as Lynn, but Trauma Mama sounds better, right? It just sounds like it's more derby appropriate. That is from Jimmy, and that is Pass the Salt. I assume there's a hidden meaning behind there, a reference that most of us would not understand. Tackled Pink back out on the jammer line. Number 32, tackled Pink, taking on Casper. Tackle Pink getting some love here from our chili cheering squad. Wow, these shout-outs are coming in 2 at a time. Hey, we love you for those shout-outs. And tackled Pink is out with lead jammer. 2. Tackle Pink's 3rd time out there jamming and 3rd time getting lead of those 3. So she is in control. Tackle Pink getting some defense by 23. This is Ghost in the Graveyard taking Tackle Pink down on the outside lane. Now Casper does have 4 points. Tackle Pink stuck. Livid coming in to Tackle Pink's rescue, trying to clear out a hole. And Tackle Pink, still lead jammer, has 4 points for the Brawl Stars. Another 4 points there scored by Casper for Rochester, as it is over a 100-point lead now by the Brawl Stars. Livid in there working some defense once again. Just trying to get that hole cleared for Tackled Pink. Strawberry Shortquake also trying to get a hole, trying to get Tackled Pink through that pack. Black Shadow with a rollback higher on Tackled Pink. Tackled Pink is in. Gets swarmed by Rochester defense, gets one last block by Ghost in the Graveyard. Tackled Pink gets ahead of Ghost. That jam is over. Time's out at 2 minutes. Looks like there's gonna be 2 more points rolling up for Rochester, making, I believe, a 14-point jam for Rochester, their highest scoring jam of the game, bringing them to 95. Tackled Pink with an 8-point run now. They're at 201. Shout out here for Livid, number 909 from Melissa and Anna. Go get him. We love you, girl. All right, Mayhem back out there now versus Abysmal. And Abysmal picking up lead. Rochester's first lead in the second half. So Abysmal's in control. Mayhem taken down by Cheetah. And Rainbow Crash taking Mayhem out of bounds on the, Abysmal out of bounds on the outside. Make that a ×2 with that defense by Rainbow Crash, just keeping Abysmal at bay in the bottom of the pack. Now Abysmal has to get by. It looks like we've been seeing Squid and Rainbow Crash working the butts of that tripod most of this game, and they are a fantastic blocking duo. Mayhem trying to get to the top of the pack to get some points for the Brawl Stars as Philly crests the 200-point mark in the game. Now Squid with a rollback. Oh, Squid, I got that death stare by Squid. I know what that means. That's like a Medusa curse. When you get that death stare by a Squid, you just turn the stone. Okay, Abysmal coming out with another 4. And Mayhem is gonna go have a seat in the box, so it's gonna be a, no, we do have a lead jammer still. Abysmal goes and calls off the jam. That's gonna freeze Mayhem in the box. Shout out here for Drucifer. This is from your sister. Best brother and Dory dad ever. Thanks for all you do. Power start for Rochester with Mayhem in the box, and they have Bully Eilish out there with lead jammer. Nice block, taking Bully Eilish out of bounds on the outside. Strawberry Shortquake getting some defense in there along with Jack in the Box and that tripod. Mayhem times out of the box. Lead jammer is not available. It is now in the hands of Bully Eilish. Nice defense by Strawberry Shortquake. Getting in Bully's way, but Bully does get out and has 4 points. Nice coordinated defense on the outside of the apex, taking Bully Eilish out of bounds. Bully Eilish goes for the call-off as Jocelyn around, I believe, receives a star pass. So Philly scoreless in the jam, +4 for Rochester. They're at 107. Wrecked getting a lot of love here from our Philly cheering squad. Say that 5 times fast. Wrecked out there taking on Thorns, out the jam for the first time. And Wrecked is out with lead jammer. Wrecked starting this game with a 16-point jam. This is Wrecked's 4th time out. Now Wrecked has the first 4 points of the jam on the board. And Thorns is called off on a penalty as the jammer. So Wrecked is on a power jam for the Brawl Stars. Okay, Brett calls off the jam with 8 points to show for it, and that's going to freeze Thorns in the box. Shout out here to number 50. This is Black Shadow from Rochester, Quicksilver from Ava, and Petey in Missouri. Coming out in this power start, number 113, Sayonara from the Brawl Stars. And Sayonara takes off, gets up to speed, gets into the pack, gets up ahead, gets ahead of Casper, and Sayonara once again is lead jammer. I believe this is her 6th time out the jam and 6th time getting lead. So Sayonara now in control. Thorns times out of the box, crashes into that defense. Strawberry Shortquake taking Thorns down in the bottom of the pack. Sayonara putting 4 points up. Strawberry Shortquake still holding that defense at the bottom of the pack. Sayonara making her way around for another round of 4 points. So Jack in the Box, number 404, working that butt position along with Strawberry Shortquake. Some tight defense by Philly. Brawl Stars at the bottom of the pack. You have it. All the shout-outs make me very happy because that directly supports Philly Roller Derby Juniors. Baby Slayo with some defense on top of the pack. Sayonara now out with 16 points. Star pass over to Casper. And Sayonara. Looks like she calls off the jam, or maybe Ray ran the 2 minutes. We're not sure. Either way, Sayonara picking up an additional 2 on that. So 18 points by Sayonara, bringing Philly to 227. 107 scoreless jam by the Rochester. We'll give a shout out here to Ghost in the Graveyard from Rochester. This is also from Ava and Petey in Missouri. Not sure if they're actually in Missouri or if they're here, but they're from Missouri. Very ambiguous. Tackle Pink out the jam. Number 32, Green Eggs and Slam, number 1 with the star for Rochester. Tackled Pink. Lead jammer, but is swallowed back in the pack. Doesn't matter. Lead is lead. It still counts. So she will have to get out of this pack and make a lap around if she wants to score any points.
Yes, Squid. Let's go, tackle.
Squid's in there trying to work some defense for TP, and Tackle Pink is out.
Let's go, Combo.
Now this is Tackle Pink's, I believe, 4th time out to jam, and of those 4 jams she has jammed in, she has picked up lead each time. So she is 4 for 4 for leads. As Rochester passes the star over to Abysmal, Tackle Pink taken out of bounds and brought to the back by Cheetah.
Go, TP. Come on, TP.
Deathstroke landing some defense against Abysmal. Tackled Pink. Oh, she's given a track cut. She's going to have a seat in the box. So no chance for a call off. We're going to go for a 2-minute jam. Nice defense by Squid on the outside, getting some bracing by Trauma Queen, keeping Abysmal stuck on the scoring pass, unable to get through. And Abysmal gets one last attempted block by Rainbow Crash, but Abysmal is out with those 4 points in the back end of that star pass. There is no lead jammer. We're going to go for the full 2 minutes, which happens to be ending right now. Looks like Tackle Pink was released just as those 2 minutes went up, so we will start with 2 jammers. We have another shout out here. This is for Jump Scare. This is from Dad. So thank you for that shout out to Jump Scare. That is number 721 on Rochester. Live it out to jam number 909. I was asking before the game, do you think they're going to jam Livid? And we weren't quite sure. I thought I would see Livid jam, but I wasn't sure. I was right. So Livid back out there taking on Casper. We've seen Livid do some fantastic offense as a pivot in this game, just getting up there, clearing out holes for her jammer, but she is now starting as a jammer. Black Shadow taking Livid out of bounds to the inside and forcing her to restart this pass. Casper number 11 with the star for Rochester. Livid picking up lead for the Brawl Stars. I guess when you are a good offense skater, that good karma comes back around and serves you because Livid is in control, gets a block by Ghost in the Graveyard and has to go back. So Livid still lead, gets followed back up by the pack. A little bit of a collision between Livid and Casper. Maybe they have a Ghost in the Graveyard and a Casper on the same team. Very, very spooky. All right, Livid's out now with the first 4 points. Now for those who weren't around, Livid was our co-announcer for our second game of the day. We always enjoy having Livid on the mic, but I enjoy it when she is lead jammer even more. I mean, I love having her on the mic, but being lead jammer is more important. So Livid now with an 8-point run, 30 seconds to go. BK working some defense on the inside, keeping Livid stuck on the line. And there's a multiplayer block going to Black Shadow. And our jam runs out at 2 minutes. Let's see the stats from our jammer referees. 4 points going up there for Rochester, and Livid with a 10-point jam for the Brawl Stars. Now, this next shout out's kind of long. We're going to hang on to this for a fresh break or something. Mayhem back out there taking on Abysmal. So Mayhem, this is number 820 versus 8 Abysmal. Squid working some defense there. A Trauma Queen on the back of the pack. Abysmal is the lead. Bit of a collision there between, I believe, Trauma Queen and Mayhem. Now, Mayhem is called off on a track cut. So Rochester picking up a power jam with Abysmal in full control. Nice defense by Squid on the outside, forcing Abysmal out of bounds and forced to restart this pass. Now Squid making way to the top of the pack with that bird's eye stone cold view of Abysmal. Abysmal is out. So it looks like that's 4-0, scoreless for the Brawl Stars. Give a shout out here for Anna. Okay, it's this one. Basisa, Elettra, Ronin, and Vigo. This is from Livid. Livid, if I mispronounce these, I'm putting the blame over on you. Thank you for supporting me and the Philly Brawl Stars. So thank you for supporting Livid and our wonderful skaters. Brawl Stars are certainly putting their hearts out on the track right now to make this game what it is, and they are taking, so far, they're taking the lead. All right, it's a Quicksilver lead, jump scare in lead jammer. Livid going from jammer to blocker now, taking jump scare down, forming a wall at the bottom of the pack. Mayhem coming in as a jammer. Jump scare still lead now. Jump scare has 4 points now for Rochester. Jump scare coming in now, get those 4 points on us, coming in for a second scoring trip. Jump scare is taken down. Jack in the Box working that defense. Mayhem breaks out. Jack in the Box bringing jump scare all the way to the back. Mayhem now on a scoring trip, comes up, gets taken down. That is Bully Eilish with that defense against Mayhem. Jump scare taken a bounds behind Strawberry Shortquake. Strawberry Shortquake forcing that rollback. And that jam is going to be called off. 2 points rolling in there by Mayhem, and looks like 4 more, making this an 8-point run for Rochester. Down to under 5 minutes to our game. Shout out here for Thorns from Rochester. Go Thorns from Grandma in Rochester. Grandma in Rochester, thank you very much for either being here or being on the live feed and watching our game and supporting our Junior Derby teams here in Philadelphia. We've got Rec back out there now with the star for Philly. And Nacho, I don't believe you're on my official roster here, so I apologize for you not getting the call out you deserve. But Nacho, I believe you're number 82. You are jamming for Rochester. Yep. Okay, that is Nacho with 4 points for Quicksilver. And Nacho out with another 4, so an 8-point jam. Wrecked currently seated in the box. Sayonara rejoins the game. Still a power jam in the hands of Nacho. Nacho getting stuck behind Rainbow Crash and Squid working the back of the pack. Now Sayonara getting in on some of that wall action, keeping Nacho stuck. Now Wrecked is in. Baby Slaya working that defense with Sayonara. Squid with a brace. Wrecked fighting in the top of the pack and is out with 4 more points for Philly. So both teams now with an 8-point run. Squid recycles to the top of the pack along with Baby Slaya. Oh, Cheetah going for a block, taking Wreck down. Looks like Cheetah may have been called on a penalty. We're not entirely sure yet. That jam is going to be over. I have one more shout out. This is for Wrecked from Philly. Aim for the bushes, and that's from Captain Crunch. My only disappointment in the game so far is that's my last shout out. Keep them coming. Still got a good minute and a half to get these shout outs into us. This game's not over yet. We still have MVPs to do as well. Team timeout for the Brawl Stars. They're at 2:55. Rochester 143. That official review turning into an official timeout that didn't last very long. So with under 2 minutes to go to our period clock, we are in for at least one more jam. We have, of course, that pink hair can mean only one thing. That's Sayonara back out there to jam. And trying to get a visual here on the jammer. This is going to be Green Eggs and Slam, number 1. Sayonara just going from 0 to 100. And she is out, maintaining that streak of getting lead each time she has been on the line. So Sayonara, our lead jammer, and she is in for some points. Just rolls with those hip checks, and she's got the first 4 points to the jam. The time has come for us to say so. I think that's from MASH. All right, well, Sayonara, speaking of which, has 4 more, so she's got an 8-point run. Sayonara now currently unhinged. She has got 12 points with a minute to go. Let's see what she can do. All right, she's in for some more points. Looks like she takes a spill on that scoring pass, gets right back up on her skates, avoids that block by Cheetah, stays in bounds, and now make that 16. She calls off the jam. Let's see. We're going to have time to squeeze exactly one more jam out of this game. Our 5th and final game of the day for Hoagie Roll will be, we're thinking, around 6 p.m. That's always give or take. That's going to be the Philly All-Stars taking on the Columbia Junior Rollers. Just one more game. Stick with us to the end of the day, And join us again bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. This is number 207 Burpee. And Casper out to jam number 11, I believe, for Rochester. Yes, that's Casper. And Casper, it's our lead jammer. Period clock has run out. So this is the final jam of the game. Oh, Casper getting a block. We'll keep it right here.
Do you want to have your name on it before we leave?
Okay.
No? Okay. Thank
We'll
you
keep
so
it right
much.
here. Yep. That jam ended by a timeout or called off by our officials just for a matter of safety, making sure that everybody is can get some space, get back up on their skates. That does bring us, though, to the end of the game. Unofficial score, Philly 275, Quicksilver 150. We're waiting for the officials to go and make sure all the points look good. There is the final score on the board. Rochester 150, Brawl Stars taking the win, 275.